What is good, everybody? It is your boy Cab back with another video for you guys. Today we are here to talk about something that honestly I've been needing to make a video on since really Season 3 came out. Like a couple days after Season 3 came out, I believe I put out a tweet talking about how I feel FighterZ, if it hasn't passed Xenoverse 2 at this point in time, it is definitely in the process of passing Xenoverse 2 as the greatest Dragon Ball game that we have ever gotten up until now.
What the hell did you just say?
Now, I have a couple of reasons listed down right here that I'm going to talk about and go over with you guys. But one thing I do want to mention, this is not, the purpose of this video is not to like start a war between Xenoverse 2 and FighterZ. Both games are great in their own rights. I love both. I've had a great time so far with both of them. Yes, I've taken a major break from FighterZ, but I am back on it with Season 3. That's how great the changes, in my opinion, truly are to the game. I am back on Season 3, and you can expect some content once your boy gets actually somewhat decent. Like, I'm pretty ass right now still. It's bad, because not only am I rusty, but I have to catch up on so much of the meta changes and things like that. So again, definitely expect some content on FighterZ at some point in time in the future. But like I was saying, this is not to start a competition between the two games. Both games are great in their own right. In my opinion, it's Xenoverse 2. If you don't consider it the #1 greatest game of all time, you definitely got to put it at #2 without doubt. But like I said, FighterZ is moving in on that if it has not already taken it over for multiple reasons that I do have listed down. Now, the first reason you think of when you think about greatness, really, when it comes to a game, you got to think about sales and longevity, really. Now, if the two don't coincide, it really does not matter much, because a lot of games can get a lot of sales off of launch, off of hype, and things like that, but then all in all kind of flop after a while. Like, you know, there's some games that have sequels, for example, and the sequels are so hyped that a lot of people buy them right when the game drops, but then the game just does not live up to what people were expecting, and that has happened a lot of times in gaming history. So that's why I say longevity is so important with the sales, and clearly Dragon Ball FighterZ and Xenoverse 2 both had that longevity to go along with the sales that they had. Now, when I made the video about a year ago, I believe FighterZ was at 3 or 3.5 million copies sold or something like that at that point in time, and Xenoverse 2 was at 5 million. Well, as of October, Xenoverse 2 was still in that 5 million area. Of course, it's gotten a little bit more, maybe like 5.1 mil, 5.2 mil, something along those lines. But FighterZ was already at 4 million copies sold, and it is still growing very fast. And Season 3, of course, the addition of it definitely brought a lot more people to the game. Like, there were a lot of people on Twitter where I seen just people talking about how they're excited to actually get this game. Or people who were saying, you know, I'm going to give this game a try now because of Season 3 and all the changes, how crazy the game looks, how much more crazy the game looks, I should say, because it was already looking crazy enough in Season 1 and 2, but now with all these changes, the different assists, things like that, there's just so much more to it. So again, it is catching Xenoverse 2 in sales, and by the end of this year, I truly feel if it doesn't just catch it, it will pass Xenoverse 2 in sales as well, because you also have to think with all the tournaments and things like that, it's a big promotion for Dragon Ball FighterZ. You see these top pro players playing at the highest level, it makes you want to go lab and play at the highest level, and if you don't have the game, it makes you want to get it to learn how to play at somewhat of a level like that. So not only are the sales being caught up with Dragon Ball FighterZ compared to Xenoverse 2, but I feel Dragon Ball FighterZ with Season 3 made changes that are going to keep this game around and keep it very prominent for a long time. Xenoverse 2's longevity has been like a slow decline. You cannot deny that slowly people have hopped off the game between each and every single DLC. Yes, the game is still alive till this day, but I truly feel it is at that point where if DLC 11 does not absolutely deliver with some fire beyond fire, that the game is most likely truly going to die at that point in time. People are over it. People are tired of the issues. And people really just want a Xenoverse 3 in the next installment in the series at this point. So like I said, it had a very good long run, but it's definitely at that dying point. I feel fighters will have more longevity than Xenoverse 2 because the changes that they've made with Season 3, the competitive scene, and how much more refined the game truly is than Xenoverse 2. Yes, Dragon Ball FighterZ has its issue at times where you just look at the game and be like, what the fuck was that? Like, I've seen super dashes work in such a weird way at times, and I'm sure you guys have as well, that it's like, huh? So, yes, FighterZ does have its issues. But at the end of the day, again, much more refined, and they definitely pay more attention to trying to fix the game, patching and nerfing characters, buffing characters, things like that you really do not see within Xenoverse 2 that much. Xenoverse 2 doesn't necessarily patch or nerf skills that need it. They just do whatever. Like, it's very apparent with all these past DLC patches that have come. Skills are just getting better. Like,
what the hell?
That's all it really is. Skills are just getting better. All of them. I don't know why. But, I mean, they've just made so many skills that much better. Like, there's so many skills that are just one-shots and things like that. It's not the case with fighters. Fighters, when they make changes, it's making changes to improve the game. You know, and a big thing with, you know, in comparison that definitely helps fighters is, to me, its connection is not as bad. And if you do lag on fighters, it's not lag like Xenoverse 2. It's like slowed down, like it's actual lag that you experience in other games as well. Xenoverse 2 got some damn... I ain't never seen this type of lag before. And again, that's a reason why Xenoverse 2's longevity is not as long as what it could have been. Or should be, I should say, is because they did not decide to give it the attention and the deserving care that Dragon Ball FighterZ has gotten from Arc Systems. Dimps has just denied Xenoverse 2 in certain areas that would make the game so much better and make so many people have played it for so much longer. FighterZ is on top of that. That's another reason why the longevity and the greatness of the game will definitely last longer overall than what Xenoverse 2 did. So with all these reasons, the changes that they made with Season 3, like, you gotta think, guys, the Season 3 changes are so big to a game like this, besides the patches, the nerfs, the assists, I mean, not the nerfs and all things like that. The assists are such a big change to a game like this, it's almost like adding in another preset for each and every single character within Xenoverse 2. Now, yes, it may take more to do that maybe in Xenoverse 2 than fighters, but at the same time, that's how game-changing it is because of all the different stuff that not only you have with characters, like so many people's teams are changing, but also you got to think about it defensively as well. You got to think about how to combat these assists, ways to get around them. For example, Vegeta's assist was very OP. Now, of course, yes, they said it in the patch notes, I believe, that it became reflectable and things like that. But even now, that's something that you got to work on and try and get around and practice on to get that timing on the reflect of the assist and learn how to punish off the assist, things like that. You're going to have to learn that now for all these other characters and all these other assists that were added in with them at the same time. So again, adding assist in a game like this is such a big thing. That alone will get people on the game and keep people on the game for a good amount of time just in the lab. Just testing out all these other assists and seeing how they work with this character, with this character, with this character. Because it's just sick. Like, some of the combinations you could make on this game right now are just disgusting. So, like I said, for all these reasons, the sales, the longevity and the future longevity that this game will have and future sales that this game will continue to have over Xenoverse 2, on top of the support and how refined it is and things like that, for those reasons, I truly feel if it hasn't already passed Xenoverse 2 as the greatest game of all time, it is definitely in that process, and by the end of the year, I think it'll be the undisputed king of Dragon Ball games. And it's kind of sad to say, because, you know, I love Xenoverse 2, it's just they have not given... That's the main thing, in my opinion, that gives fighters the main edge. Xenoverse just has not received the same support. Yes, we've gotten new things added. We've gotten the Hero Coliseum. We've gotten the photo mode. Kind of cool, you know. It was cool for like a week, 2 weeks, things like that. But we've never really had things that were added that were like game changing, you know, to where it's like, oh my god, I gotta figure out all this. I want to lab and practice, and the Xenoverse has never really offered that to us. So again, for all the reasons I stated within this video, that is why I feel the way I feel about Fighters. Let me know what you guys think about these reasons right here. Like I said, both these games are great games. I'm not trying to turn it into like a competition of which game is better and like, oh, Xenoverse sucks compared to Fighters, or oh, Fighters suck. Nah, they both great games, but one has to be greater than the other. And to me right now, like I said, Fighters is taking that over. But let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comments. I understand both sides completely. If you say Xenoverse 2 is better and have good reasoning behind it, I completely understand. If you say Fighters is better and agree with some of the reasons I have in this video and then have maybe some other reasons at the same time, I completely understand it. But let me know what you guys think about on this topic down below in the comments. And again, do not start a war in the comments. That's not the point of this video. Okay. But as always, man, thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, hope you guys have a good day as always. Peace, y'all.